due diligence, that is one expression which is thrown at the face of the home buyers whenever a housing project gets delayed or is stuck. The poor home buyers are often reminded that they should have done their own due diligence before investing their hard earned money. The victims are projected as villains more often than not. Most of the time, when there are certain problems in a given under construction project, the buyers are told that they should have done their own due diligence, and if they have not done it, it is their fault. How convenient it is to just shift the blame on poor home buyers who have absolutely no idea what is due diligence. In a housing market like India, where the project is sold when it is not even ready, the basic question today is, who is the custodian of due diligence? Is it poor home buyer, or should it be government agencies, banks and financial institutions? For an average home buyer who does not understand the nitty-gritty details of due diligence, for him the cross-check points are that the local development agencies, government agencies have given approval to the project. RERA has given its license number and approval to the project. Banks and financial institutions have given sanctions to the project. For an average home buyer, these are empowered bodies. These are the bodies that are supposed to do due diligence. These are the bodies who are in a better position to cross-check the credentials of the developers. As far as the buyer is concerned, in a cost-conscious market like India, majority of the buyers don't hire lawyers. In matured economies like UK and US housing market, the presence of an attorney is a must in all the housing deals. In India, in a cost-conscious market, nobody hires an attorney. Even if you hire a lawyer, the lawyer can at the most go and cross-check the land titles and all the approvals by the government agencies. If something goes wrong after that, project execution failure is a known reality in the Indian housing market. If something goes wrong with it, then who is responsible? A recent Delhi High Court judgment has brought the issue to the spotlight once again. The judgment by Justice Rekha Palli clearly says that the buyers should not be penalized if they have stopped payment to a stuck-up project. In the given judgment, the developer was supposed to pay EMI to the bank in a subvention scheme, which he failed when the project got delayed. However, this is just a one-off judgment. The larger issue is, even if the court has said that the buyers should not be penalized for no fault of theirs, the question remains that the debt is on the books of the buyers and not the builders. More importantly, the banks and financial institutions will always catch hold of the weaker parties. Who is the weaker parties in tripartite agreement? Not the developers. It's the buyer who is the weaker party, on whose books the debt stands. These are the gray zones. In a housing market like India, where even uniform builder-buyer agreement has not been framed till now, despite so many remarks by the Supreme Court to have a uniform builder-buyer agreement in the Indian housing market. Disclosure standards are also very poor. What is the solution? The only solution is that all the connected parties, local development agencies, RERA, banks and financial institutions, they all should be made party to the agreement and equally accountable if the project gets delayed or is stuck. A home buyer, the poor home buyers, cannot alone take the burden. And this is one area which, if implemented, can clean this housing market and make this housing market more trustworthy and more transparent. Unfortunately, this is one area nobody wants to touch upon. This is one area, this is one gray zone that suits all the connected parties. It suits the powers to be to keep the home buyers as the villain, to keep the home buyers uh, in a corridor of uncertainty. This is high time that the custodians of due diligence are defined by the legislation. Unfortunately, the major stakeholders of real estate don't think so. It suits their vested interests otherwise.